Well, it now looks like police forces are starting to turn on each other, as South Wales have spoken out about how the Metropolitan Police failed to respond to their requests for more information regarding a vehicle that pinged their ANPR camera systems. The car they were asking over was the car belonging to 28-year-old Hanna Warren, whose body was later found near the entrance of Port Talbot docks on February the 4th, 2016, with her vehicle just 100 metres away in a lock. Hanna was at the time a missing person who the Metropolitan Police had been trying to find. She had been reported missing the previous day when she was marked as a medium risk person. However, the status later changed to high risk. But even though Hanna's vehicle was pinged on ANPR and South Wales requested more information from the Met about the nature of the risk, the Met failed to get back to South Wales Police, and Hanna later, it seemed, took her own life. An inquest at Swansea has just found that the Metropolitan Police's inadequacies possibly caused or contributed to Hanna's death, and the family are now calling for changes in the Metropolitan Police to ensure that multiple missed opportunities to intercept Hanna are not repeated in the future. Now, I'm afraid those changes are going to be a waste of time asking for. The Metropolitan Police, indeed every force, has been asked to change the way they do certain things to prevent certain outcomes reoccurring, but we still see the same failings over and over again. The inquest heard how Hanna's vehicle activated an ANPR camera on February the 4th in the early hours of the morning. CCTV footage showed her car entering the docks at Port Talbot 25 minutes later at 3:48 am. Hanna is said to have been allegedly raped by a colleague the previous year, and in the hours leading up to her disappearance, she is said to have been acting irrationally and displaying signs of delusions, as she is said to have thought she was talking to Barack Obama, had hacked into a government website, and was being chased by some three-letter organisation. In the time that Hanna went missing and the time she arrived at the docks, she is said to have travelled from London to Brighton, on to Exeter, Weston-super-Mare, before heading west into South Wales. It was said during the inquest that the Metropolitan Police failed to contact her family to ask if there were any connections within the areas that she visited. During her final journey, she activated no less than 27 ANPR vehicles, but yet her vehicle was not stopped by any of the force areas she travelled through. However, two of the forces contacted the Met and for further information on the ANPR marker, but those requests failed to reach the inspector overlooking the missing persons case. During the hearing on Wednesday, January 23rd, Coroner Edward Ramsey summed up the evidence and said to jury members a way to reach their conclusion. He stated 5 shortcomings in the Metropolitan Police's investigation into Miss Warren's case, which were admitted by the force. These were: on the overnight response team shift, which recovered the handover from Inspector Holliday, there was a lack of action taken to progress the missing persons investigation. There was insufficient and insufficiently timely use of the ANPR Bureau by officers investigating the missing persons investigation. There was a failure to contact Ms Warren's family, in particular to check whether Ms Warren had any known friends or family members in the west of England. There was a shortcoming in the flow of communication from calls received into the Met Police by regional police forces to the response team investigating the missing persons investigation. The Act, which I assume is what they call the marker, placed on the police national computer directing a stop of the vehicle was marked as low grade when it should have been marked as medium grade. He asked the jury to come to a conclusion on the following issues. Was Ms Warren suffering from a mental disorder? Did she leave London in her vehicle? Was she in her vehicle when she entered the water? Did she attempt to rescue herself from the confines of the harbour? Did she drown during that attempt? And did the inadequacies of the Metropolitan Police investigation possibly cause or contribute to her death? The jury reached the verdict of yes to all of the issues. Following the inquest, Ms Warren's family gave the following statement. 7 years ago, after an uninterrupted 500-mile journey, Hanna's life tragically ended in an unsafe dock at Port Talbot in Wales. 2 independent investigations into the Metropolitan Police found there to be no failings, learnings or recommendations. This inquest, however, has found multiple missed opportunities to intercept Hanna and 5 admitted shortcomings from the Metropolitan Police. It is our belief that should this situation arise again, changes within the Met are not yet sufficient to prevent a similar outcome. For Hanna's legacy, we will endeavour to pursue that changes are made. The family would like to thank DS Nigel Morgan of South Wales Police for his continued support and Coroner Edward Ramsey for his extensive work into compassionately exposing the complexities surrounding Hanna's death. We would also like to thank our legal representatives, friends, family and any person or persons involved in supporting us through the process. Hannah's natural style, charisma and flair gave her the rare ability to mean so much to so many people. Words cannot express the gaping hole that has been left in our family, and we miss her dearly. After 7 years, we are grateful she can now rest in peace. Where we saw the crescent, she saw the whole of the moon. Now, unusually, as said, the Met have accepted their shortcomings, with Chief Superintendent Colin Wingrove saying, "It is important we acknowledge the findings in the inquest. I hope to be able to apologise in person to the family for the identified shortcomings in the police response. We have made contact with the family's legal representatives to establish whether they wish to meet us. We await to hear whether there will be a preventing future deaths report. Should there be one, we will carefully consider its contents to ensure we take every opportunity to improve the service we provide to the public." Now, obviously this is simply word salad, and as per usual it's likely nothing will ever change, but for the family at least, now they know the cause and the failings that led to Hannah's death, and hopefully they can now have some kind of closure that enables them to move on.